Today's matchup. Creator. Classic. Dark. Bunny. Round of 8. Group B. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. 2023 GSL Season 3.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are in the twilight now of the round of 8. Just 2 games left, 1 spot remaining, 3 players still fighting for the privilege to move on to the next step. We're going to have Creator versus Bunny first, and of course Classic is waiting in that final match to see who will survive in this series.
Yeah, so Bunny's got 2 of the best Protoss players in the world to fight through if he wants to stay alive and make it into the round of 4. Creator and Classic, I'm wondering if they have similar styles of, I mean, this is maybe going a little bit too big picture, but I'm wondering how their styles of PvT are going to match up. Should Bunny be able to advance against Creator while Classic watches and then face Classic, who's so smart at planning a series, but we'll see if we get there. As Creator, I gotta say, he did lose against Classic, but he looked incredible. He advanced in first place of Group A as well, a group with Maru and Scarlet and Solar, which was tremendous. His form looks so good. His mental state seems better than ever. I think we're in for a treat here in terms of a PvT. Creator or Bunny, one of these players is going to be advancing to face Classic. Let's go into game 1 on Oceanborn.
Club NV Creator. Mystery Gaming Bunny.
Bunny.
I like that flex pose he's got.
Yeah. So yeah, let's maybe we'll get 2 TDPs best of 3. So I would like to unpack that matchup a little bit more.
I always love watching PvT. It's one of my personal favorite matchups to watch and to play. I feel like there's a lot that Protoss can do, especially around my level. As you get up to the higher and higher levels, it becomes a lot more tight. But we'll see what Creator has planned. This is kind of one of the tough groups to prepare for if you're either Creator or Classic, because you really need to prepare for all 3 races. For Bunny, he can look at this group and be like, well, as long as I can beat Protoss, I can advance no matter what. Maybe I don't beat Dark, maybe I do, but as long as I can beat Creator and Classic, I can advance. So in terms of preparation coming into the round of 8, Bunny, he could have made the decision just completely zero in on TVP as a matchup, whereas Creator and Classic have to kind of spread themselves a little bit more thin and really prepare for everything.
It's a funny thing, right? Like sometimes you'll have a group where just the way everything lays out, it's like, oh yeah, you only have to practice 1 matchup. Or maybe you only have to be a master at 1 matchup to advance.
Hey, even back in my pro gaming days, I would often look at some groups and tournaments and just be like, well, I'm not going to practice PvZ at all. It doesn't matter as long as I'm able to play PvT very well.
Oh, that's
I can
really
advance.
interesting,
It's just,
yeah.
Hey, you just got to play your odds and just lean into whatever your confidence is going to be. So I wonder if that means that Bunny, I mean, it's possible that he prepared equally for both Protoss and Zerg coming into this one and he doesn't have too many special builds cooked, but I am curious as these best of 3s develop if we're going to see some really unique builds coming out from him, because Terran really, it feels like, especially with a new Cyclone, has really so many options, especially in the early game in terms of how they want to approach this matchup. It can be so fun and dynamic to watch.
Look at this Reaper, just basically avoiding any contact here with this Adept.
Yeah, you're amused and I'm getting annoyed.
I know, you're already getting mad. This is wrong.
Oh, actually, Creator's going to catch it.
A little bit of Protoss justice in the world.
Yeah, let's go. Here's karma. It exists.
It's real. It's metaphysical.
This is what you get for trying to style on the Protoss by abusing
right.
the extra Reaper range around the Nexus.
So the Stargate is warping in.
A Stargate opening here for Creator.
Yeah, it's just going to be the bunker expand here for the Terran. We got to give it a little bit more time. Are we going to have another factory? Are we going to just go straight into a bunch of barracks? Will there be a Widow Mine drop? All that kind of stuff we want to look for.
Yeah, based on the building placement, I'm imagining it's going to be... Actually, do we continue Hellions? No, it's just 1.
Yeah, 1 Cyclone being produced.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what read to make on this one, but considering the factory is so far away, we're almost certainly not going to see reactored Hellions or reactored Cyclones in this one. And actually, you're kidding me. It's a fusion core.
Oh.
Okay, so
I'm actually glad you spotted that. I would not even be looking for that.
Yeah. So Bunny did in fact prepare some really special builds for TVP. We are now realizing. All right. I guess Oceanborn is just the battlecruiser map for whatever reason. We saw Gubio must have some insane battlecruiser play against Cure and TBT,
but
and
we have Phoenixes being pulled.
Yeah,
now,
but
I mean, Phoenixes are not great against battlecruisers.
No, I mean their standing armor is so good.
Yeah,
I wonder if we're going to get this incredibly weird situation where Creator scouts this and like goes for Tempest to try and deal with the BCs.
Yeah, I want to see what this looks like exactly. Third base coming down.
Yeah,
usually when we see the battlecruiser, we see it sent out immediately to kill stuff.
Right. But I feel like I rarely, if ever, see it used in TVP of all matchups, but this is actually lining up pretty nicely here for Bunny because, you know, Phoenixes, as you said, they really aren't very good against the battlecruiser. We don't have, I think, any shield batteries because Creator is expecting to be able to rely on the Phoenix to deal with any kind of early pressure that comes in. And I think we might still just be on one gateway, in fact, because we have a Forge coming in and a Robo-Bay and a Robo. The only ground unit that might shoot up at this point is a Sentry.
Yeah.
And so this could actually be disastrous for Creator.
So it's also possible that Terran sends out a push now, and then you warp in the battlecruiser over the push.
Well, that might be what it is. And we do, in fact, we have confirmation that it is 3 gateways here for Creator, so we should be able to warp in some Stalkers.
But, you know, we're in a point in the game where the Protoss is really brittle.
Yes. The Colossus only just now beginning.
Okay, so he warped it in the main.
All right. I'm not really sure what to expect with this one, as Bunny is gunning to start pressuring at the third base. While this BC gets damage done in the main, Siege Tank will establish itself just in range of that Nexus. Bunkers will be thrown down.
Now, the battlecruiser is just parked out of range here of the main.
More Stalkers getting warped in here for Creator. There is only one Siege Tank with this push. The second one is being rallied across the map. Actually, Creator with a battery overcharge trying to find some damage there. Doesn't get too much done.
Yeah, the Zealot's gonna fall.
The trades are reasonable, though. That battery overcharge really landed itself to... Oh, the Void Ray actually comes out. We missed this.
Yeah, so he kills that.
Oh, this is in fact going quite well for Creator now, I have to say. That Void Ray paired with the 3 Stalkers were able to easily dispatch that PC. I thought it was going to be more of a unit warped in with this army here at the front, but...
Is he going to ditch this? Or is he going to try to come in here to catch reinforcements? Is it going to be a full-on counterattack? I believe I saw the Nexus being made, or like it looked like he had started a Nexus over there.
Yeah, I think Creator's going to sack this base and potentially go for the counterattack.
So keep in mind that like there's no medevacs with this. It's not that easy for Terran to advance. Whereas, you know, the Protoss can probably come through here and destroy the natural, and I think recall. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yamato. Gets a lot of damage on that Colossus. And actually, this is looking really good for Creator now. There's very little left at home to defend. Phoenix should be able to lift the Siege Tank, but Creator right now I think is zeroed in on microwing on the other side of the map. No recall, in fact, available here. That Siege Tank actually got a lot of damage done, but so many SCVs falling.
Well, I mean, there's still a little bit of Protoss left over here in this counterattack.
Oh, this BC.
Oh my gosh, it's a Stalker versus a BC.
Supplies heavily in favor of Creator right now. Actually, there isn't much at all to deal with this.
He's going to get the next tank.
Creator might have done
this.
Done it. There's another Void Ray in production in the main base. It has just now popped. Another Void Ray, I'm sure, is getting chrono boosted out. This BC very low on HP. And there's no reinforcements coming across the map for Bunny.
Yeah, so what he has is what you get.
Oh, the BC actually coming back to defend. Creator, I love the BC TPs in the Terran base, and the Protoss recalls back out.
So 6 SCVs here for the 42 probes. So, I mean, this is, you know, a shattered economy.
Yeah, I don't think there is a world that Bunny wins this game from this position, especially with 3 Void Rays right now on the map.
Yeah, he's going to try to come out and push over here. This is another base he could probably just sack.
Yeah,
he's going to evacuate the 2 probes. Now, does he counterattack again, or does he just try to clean this up?
I think you try to catch it.
Yeah.
The BC not even repaired. Those 3 Void Rays, look at the standing army right now.
This is one time you might even want to just land a mule to repair that. So he's basically intercepting reinforcements.
Wow, that's the longest range Yamato I think I've ever seen. Well,
so he knows if he comes in and attacks again, he can so easily kill off the few remaining SCVs. Terran has to, you know, slow walk it back. Is he going to loop around?
He's going to try and catch the Cyclone to the BC.
Yeah. Oh!
That's going to be it, baby.
That's it.
Wow.
Wrap it up. GG. Creator takes game 1. That was a fun one.
The games have been so good today, actually.
I know. We're rolling all 7s here. Like, this is crazy. We've had so many fun games.
So many cool games. I mean, just thinking back to Dark's ZVTs, where he just absolutely was able to roll through Bunny earlier on in such impressive fashion, to the cannon rush that Creator busted out in the first series versus Classic, and then the wild base trading situations we had with Classic versus Dark, let alone the Tempest rush in game 1, and then a BC opening from Bunny here to start off the elimination match of Group B. Oh, it's like, this is like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, basically, at the GSL.
Willy Wonka's got all sorts of crazy builds he's going to show us.
So much fun. And Creator now 1 map win away from sealing a Protoss in the top 4, but Bunny, I love the preparation that he came through with.
Yeah.
That was a very creative build. Creator just had the exact right answer. We'll see if Bunny busts out all the stops here with another wild build in game 2, if he's going to play more of a safe macro style of TVP coming forward.
Yeah, a lot of interesting ideas here from Bunny, but so far the results are not there. He has to basically play for survival now. 1 loss in the series and he's out. You call this map Hecate? Is that right? Is that you say it? Okay. I've been avoiding saying this map the entire time.
I'm going to be honest with you. When the map pool got announced, I just went to Google Translate and I typed it in. I was like, what language is this? And it's like, this is Greek. And I'm like, okay, how do I pronounce it?
Okay, that's how you did it. Yeah.
Or I think it might be Latin, Greek or Latin, one of those classical languages. But yeah, Alcyone is the same way. I can't remember. One of them's like a Thalacian princess, and one of them is, I don't even know.
When you were saying the map names, I'm like, well, that's not how I pronounced it, but I'm sure he's right and I'm not. So
it's either that or I'm making the biggest fool of myself ever, which I'm also okay with at this point.
You're acting smart enough. You fooled us all right?
Yeah.
So finally, we're going to get this game started here. Again, Bunny down and almost out. Creator with a 1-0 lead, as Classic awaits the winner of this series in that final match here in the last round, in the round of 8. One of these 2 players is on the brink of elimination. Let's see who it is as we move forward in game 2.
Club NV Creator. Mystery Gaming Bunny.
Okay.
All right, going into this series, man, is Bunny going to do something crazy again? It did seem like a pretty different idea to go for the battlecruiser, right? We saw him recall over the main. Would it have been better to just go into the natural and ensure you get the kill on that?
I think it is if you have the complete picture, the same way that we did, to go in with the main army and just completely focus in on that position. But Bunny could not have known that there was going to be a Void Array chrono boosted out with Stalkers to actually take care of the BC there, the main base. So in terms of a game of limited information, it actually makes a lot of sense to warp in the BC in the main base because of how many resources the Protoss player needs to commit in terms of Stalker count to prevent that from going from the main into the natural and getting more damage done. Because I feel like in most other situations, it probably comes very close to guaranteeing a kill on the third base. And in many situations as well, the BC probably survives.
Right.
So on paper, I like the opening from Bunny. It was a very creative and unique idea. It just did not quite pan out against the opening that Creator did. But we've been getting a lot of that so far in the GSL. I feel like maybe this is because it's Group B, so these players have had a day or two more than the Group A players to prepare for their series,
Could be.
But they have cooked up some really, really cool builds.
It's just funny even seeing Battlecruisers in this matchup.
Yeah, it's great. We saw them in the TBT too.
Yeah, and it's weird because like 4 or 5 years ago, we had the introduction of Battlecruisers in TVZ.
Mm-hmm.
Some players would make 1, some players would make 3, others would just keep making Battlecruisers the whole game. And I thought, oh, that's cool, because there are just some matchups where you don't see certain units, and so it's crazy when it comes out. And now we've got it here in GSL.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do remember the Battlecruiser meta in TBZ and all the Zergs being very upset about it. And me as a Protoss player just watching it, I always enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you don't have to deal with it, it's you can appreciate
watching someone else
silly.
struggle through it is certainly.
It was always a
fun.
spectacle. Every single time, it was always a spectacle.
So we've got really normal-looking openings here from the Protoss. Creator's just getting his second gateway up. We're probably going to have Blink. We'll see if more gateways are made or not.
Yeah, there is a third gateway.
Yeah.
No Robo just yet. So this isn't looking like it's going to be a Max Pax-esque style of
I think
Blink
it's going to be
opening.
Blink 3 base. But we had Cyclones being made in pairs. Starport is staying quiet. Okay, he makes a Viking with that. So we're still wrapping our head around the Cyclone in the early game and like, can you push with it? And if so, by how much?
Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to think about this opening here for Bunny. And clearly it is lining up for a push, but the Viking is an interesting selection, in my opinion, with this one. Because I see this push, and I'm thinking of a medevac to potentially dodge Stalker shots by lifting up the Cyclones and providing some sustain to the few Marines that are on the ground. But, oh, that grenade actually... That grenade just confirmed the kill on the Stalker. That was some cool micro.
Yeah,
actually, this one is also zoned out.
He nudged it into the range.
Oh, it's going to get recalled.
But no, it's not. Lies.
Lies. This push suddenly now has a lot of potential to get much done.
Well, here's the thing. The 2 gateways on the outside, I mean, you lose those and you can't even make anything. Blink is halfway out.
Yeah, these Cyclone pushes, oftentimes, if they start to snowball, they can really get a lot of damage done. Because
that was great with the force field pushing the Cyclone out.
There's some good trades there for Bunny. He's going to push up the ramp once more. That Sentry does not quite have enough energy for a force field. And at the very least, this is delaying the third expansion here for Creator, as he doesn't have a complete picture on how much Bunny has committed. And as a result, now that he's been committing to all these gateways, I think he might actually start to try and get aggressive.
Now, I wonder, is this going to be a full-on counterpunch? Because, like, he's got the Warp Prism. Like, you could do a lot of damage. I don't think there's more than 1 tank at home for the Terran. I don't know if another one's being made right now. Okay, he is, but in a lot of these games, you blink and you kill the tank, and the entire position is fractured.
That's right. We'll see if Creator goes for it. Seems like he's certainly gunning for it. First shot comes in. He's going to 2-shot the siege tank.
And he's going to go for the tech lab.
Yeah. All right, so this next siege tank coming out is going to be the last one for a while. Oh, he's even going to get the Viking there, too, to provide some more survivability here on that Warp Prism. I love this for Creator. If I'm not mistaken, this is just 3-gate blink, so it's not quite as committed as it could possibly be, but after killing the first siege tank and then sniping the tech lab, as you pointed out, suddenly Creator has a lot of room to work with. Now, he is getting boxed in a little bit here, but actually, no. It's the Cyclone that's getting boxed in as it gets blinked on, and even a warp in the main base.
Auto turrets are going to kill some workers, but it's fairly inconsequential compared to the damage that is piling on right now in Bunny's base. So many SCVs have been killed off. And I don't think this rush is going to be ending anytime soon. Now, well, if you kill the Warp Prism, it will.
No, he's in the natural expansion, I think. He got another siege tank. So this damage is starting to really pile up. And let's not forget that this is not a full commitment for Creator. If I'm not mistaken, it is just those 3 gateways. And he also has the Templar Archives that just finished up back at home. There's a 3rd Nexus that is now beginning to produce probes. And over the past minute and a half or so, Creator has been able to whittle away all of the key units that Terran had. And oftentimes when we think of PBT as a matchup, we think about Protoss players as those that need to protect their key units, such as the Immortal and the Colossus and the Disruptor. But in this case, with the opening that Bunny went for, it's the Cyclones. It's the siege tanks that you want to keep alive. And Creator was able to completely reset that key unit count. So any push that comes across the map from Bunny is going to have one, maybe two siege tanks at most. A lot of the Marines also got taken out very early. And with the Stalker count that Creator has outside of Bunny's base, he can kite this so well. He's even blinking forward, man. He's feeling so confident he gets the siege tank.
I think he might be able to just overpower him here, especially without the tank. I mean, Stalkers are just better. Especially when, you know, Marines don't have stim and medevacs. I mean, they really just don't stand any chance.
Oh, Creator is playing this so well right now.
Yeah.
Even with just 3 gateways, he's able to leverage so much pressure. One more siege tank does pop here for Bunny. Creator, there is a Warp Prism cross map. He might go for one more Warp in, and he might go for the killing blow on that siege tank. More gateways now are even done, and I think Creator smells blood in the water.
Yeah, I don't know about setting this tank down here on the low ground, but Creator's being very cautious not to overextend. A lot of times when, you know, the adrenaline's really going, the games are this close, Creator tends to choke. The command center is going to be picked off, Steve.
Yeah, that CC's dead, and Creator also has enough Stalkers that if he wanted to, he could blink in and one-shot those siege tanks, but what reason do you have to do that right now? The Terran has basically no army. You're on 3 bases, going at the 4 bases. You just sniped their 3rd command center. You have Templar tech out. You've got +1 ground weapons coming in. Charge is about to be completed. 3 more gateways are about to come online. Robotics Bay means Colossus will soon be entering the field. That is 4 high energy Templar in a Warp Prism this early. And this is basically Bunny's only play, I think, is to move across the map with this army. An army that, with Interference Matrix, is designed to stop a Colossus build. But there's going to be so much Storm Tasteless.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that, you know, this is not a bad idea, but it's pretty clear that Creator should have the answers. Let's see how this big push comes through here. Storm already blanketing the infantry before the SCVs can even get in here in time to soak.
Guardian Shield gets popped. Creator biding his time, holding on the high ground. Bunny has to end the game right now if he wants to win this match. Storms come through, Templar get dropped. The Storms are massive, and the flank of the Zealots seals the deal. As Creator is going to 2-0 Bunny here in the elimination match of Group B.
GG.
And we will have a Protoss in the top 4 for the first time this year in the GSL.
The day finishes as it started with a PvP. Well, that was a great showing by Creator. And you know, rarely do you see Bunny get outclassed like that. Bunny had some really cool original builds, but Creator just kind of was able to get the ebb and flow of what Bunny was doing and find his own answers.
That Creator played that incredibly well. I mean, holding off against a build as niche as that BC Warp in with a push at the 3rd, being able to navigate through that as well as he did is impressive. And then there in game 2, just identifying that even though he's only committed to 3 gateways with Blink, he can still get so much damage done that he can win the game. Guys, when we get back from this break, we're going to go into the final match of Group B, Creator versus Classic. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you soon.
I just want you to come home. 'Cause when you're away, I'm cold right through my bones.